Hello everyone, my name is Abubakar Sleem and welcome to my channel. Up till now, we have discussed about variables, operators, and data types in C language. And today, we are going to create different programs to understand these concepts much more. So the first program that I am going to discuss today is a very simple program. And in this program, I'm going to add two numbers and I'm going to get the input from the user. So this is a very basic program that we are going to discuss today. I'm going to write the statement at the top, program to add two numbers and this program is going to be an interactive program. So the user is going to enter two values and then we have to add those two values. So for that, first thing that I have to do is I have to create two variables. One is num1 and the second one is num2. And now I have to get value from the user. So for that, first I am going to print a message, enter a number, yeah, or I can write enter first number and I'll use scanf statement. And I will get the value of first variable from the user. So now it's fine. Similarly, I will ask the user to enter the second value. And I will get input the second value. So this is basically done because I want to make this program interactive. So that's why first I have written a message, enter first number, and then I have written the second message, enter the second number. So this will make up the program better and user will be able to use the program more easily. So next I'm going to create a third variable and I'm going to name it sum, and I'm going to add num1 and num2 and we will print the final result. So the sum of percentage d and percentage d is percentage d. So this is the message that I want to print, num1 num2 sum. So when I will run this program, first of all, the first message will be printed, which is enter first number. So let's suppose I want to enter 12, enter second number, and it is 35. And the sum of 12 and 35 is 47. So let's discuss this last printf statement in which I have written the sum of percentage d and percentage d is percentage d. So here I have used three format specifiers, and the first format specifier is representing the value of first variable. So whatever the value of first variable is, it will be printed in the first format specifier. Then there is second format specifier, and it is corresponding to the second variable. So in the second format specifier, the value of second variable will come, which is num2. And the last format specifier is corresponding to the last variable. So that's why the output is going to be whatever the numbers that we have added will take place of first percentage d and second percentage d, and the value of sum will take place of the last percentage d. What if I change the sequence? Let's suppose I have written sum, then I have written num1, and then I have written num2. Now the output will change. Now let me run this program again. Now when I will run this program, first, let's suppose I have entered 15, then 16. Now the output has changed and the output is not correct. The sum of 31 and 15 is 16. This output is not correct. The output should be the sum of 16 and 15 is 31. So this is basically a logical error. And if you change the sequence in printf statement, the logic of the program will be wrong and your output will also be wrong. So you have to make sure that whenever you are printing something, whatever you want to display on the screen, you have to follow the sequence. If you are not following the sequence, it means that your program will not display the right output. So you have to correct it. You have to write num1, then num2, and then sum. Similarly, let's suppose you don't want to create the variable sum. Still, you can print the result, and you can do it by writing num1 plus num2 instead of sum. Now, first percentage d will correspond to num1, second will correspond to num2, and the last percentage will correspond to n1 plus n2. So it will display the sum of num1 and num2. Now when I will run the program, the output will be displayed in front of you. Let's suppose I have entered 14 and 12. So the output is the sum of 14 and 12 is 26. So this was the first program that we have created. The second program that I'm going to discuss today is a program to swap values of two numbers. So this is an interesting program, a logical one. There are multiple ways to solve this program, but right now I'm going to solve it by using an extra variable. So we are going to swap the values of two variables, and we'll be getting the values of the variables from the user. So let's suppose the first variable is a and the second variable is b, and we'll be getting the value from the user. So percentage d, ampersand a, ampersand b. And now I want to swap the value of a and b. So for example, if a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 7, so at the end of the program, the value of b should be 5 and a should be 7. So this is how we are going to swap. And for that, I'm going to create an extra variable, and I'm going to name it temp. Temp is short for temporary. You can name it anything you want. I like this name, so I have named this variable temp. So now, first, if we want to swap the value of two variables, first we have to store the variable of value of one variable in a temporary variable. So I am going to store the value of a in temporary variable. So whatever the value a contains, it will be stored in temp, temporary variable. And now I'm going to change the value of a. I'm going to assign b to a. So whatever the value b contain, it will be assigned to a. And after that, I'm going to assign b is equal to temp. So let me explain it once again. Let's suppose the value of a is, I'm writing, explaining it with the help of comments. So let's suppose the value of a is 5 and the value of b is 12. These are the two values that user has entered. We are supposing it. So at step number 8, the value of a will be assigned to temp. So at this step, temp will be equal to a, which is 5. At step number 9, a is getting the value of b. So a will be equal to 12. And at the end, at the last step, b is equal to, b is getting the value of temporary variable, and which is 5. So now you can see that the value of a and b at the beginning were 5 and 12, and at the end the values are 12 and 5. Values have swapped. So this is how you can swap the values of two variables. Okay, now at the end I'm going to print the result. So for that, first I will be printing the value of a, and after that I'm going to print the value of b. So a comma b. So now when I will run the program, a cursor will blink in front of me, which means that I have to enter a value. Let's suppose I have entered 21 for a and 74 for b. So there's an error, output is not correct, and the reason is that I have not used the correct format specifier. So now let me run the program again. 12 for a and 74 for b. And now when you will run the program, the output will be a is equal to 74, which was at the beginning the value of b, and b is equal to 12, which was the value of a at the beginning. So we have successfully swapped the value of two variables. So I hope that you have understood the concept. We have discussed two programs today, two very basic programs, and we'll be discussing some other programs in the upcoming videos. So if you have logical issues, if you are good at learning syntax but you are not able to learn the logic, you are not able to create a logic of the program, then these videos are for you. So we'll be discussing so many examples in C language, and we'll be creating so many programs in the upcoming videos. So if you think that you are not able to create logic correctly, then these videos are for you. So please like the video and subscribe the channel so that you can never miss another update. Thank you so much.